Welcome back to another Commercial Trucking Chronicles. I'm your boy Swizzy, back with another video. Friday night, Friday the 13th. I got some news for you. So do me a favor. You're gonna stick around, hit the like button when you come on in, when you see the video. This for all my truck drivers, all right? I just found out. You ain't gonna believe this. For my owner operators. This is for my owner operators. Now, all the rest of y'all not, y'all. You got a fuel card. You know what I'm saying? It's basically fuel at the terminal, or you fuel with a fuel card. It's not coming out your pocket. Why just find out? And I've been keeping my eyes and ears open because I follow a lot of truckers. I follow a lot of independent. I got a couple guys in my they're independent owner operators, man. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing out there. I got a few of their phone numbers. I'm wondering why ain't nobody calling me back. They getting to the money. They getting to the money. They ain't calling back. You know what I'm saying? They just like not calling back, right? Bro, please tell me why diesel prices are falling. Under $2, under $3 right now. That's heaven, man. If you don't know, you don't know. But I just found out from one cat, and you always know Texas got the cheapest fuel. Texas always had the cheapest diesel prices, man. I just run back and forth down there all the time. There's a lot of loads that I know that are still currently running out of North Carolina to Texas right now. Oh yeah, getting to the money. So, $2, anything $2.50, that's love. That's love. You know, because in the business, when when you're owner operator, you got maintenance. You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of, just got a lot of operating costs. You know what I'm saying? Fuel, maintenance. If you got tolls, there's no tolls going down there though. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you take 40. I don't know if you could take 40 if they fix I-40 going over Black Mountain right now, going into Tennessee and going that way to get to Texas. But I didn't really like going over those hills, so I would go down 85 and jump on 20 down in Atlanta. Still, you ain't running through no tolls. But I'm just saying. And then y'all do me a favor. If you know about the, what's it called? The Butterball. It's the exit, Butterball. It got a Circle K. I think it's in, not Louisiana, I think it's in Mississippi or something. Cheap diesel. That's where you get it. And now you fill up there and you run right into Texas. So they also have a Butterball exit. It's Butterball. That's it was called Butterball. I've never missed that exit because I know I got that my diesel will get me there. Especially I get in South Carolina, and from there I make it all the way to there, and then from there next time I got a fuel is in Texas. The reason I'm saying this to all you, and like I said, this is for the owner operators. This is for the independent truck, the cash truck owners. It's money back being, you can make it. I pulled my trucks off the road because the diesel was too high and insurance was, just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. I'm like, make it make sense. I'm doing all right today, man. Shadow Clark, appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I jumped up online and I seen one of these guys. He showed the current price of diesel, and I'm not chasing miles. I'm not gonna get out there and chase miles and put wear and tear on my truck, and then not make enough money with these deliveries to be able to I got a rate per mile that I need to be able. That's the thing. The rate per mile. When you take that rate that they giving you, I appreciate that. I got a little wisdom, a little bit of gray, so wisdom comes with that. I've been around the block a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it all, but I basically I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I've been pretty much I'm seasoned in a lot of things that way, so but when we're talking about this trucking industry, you know what I'm saying? I got I got 3 trucks. They're all sitting on. I'm not driving. I'm a company guy right now, but I got titles to trucks and I own trailers. So I want to get back to being my own boss. I mean, don't get me wrong. The people I work for are very good people, and they've been taking care of me. They even hired my son, who he used to drive for me, right? And I keep telling them like, yo, we need to get the trucks back running, man. We need to do this. We need to do that. But I have to lead. I have to be the lead. I don't need nothing. I don't need him to do nothing but drive. I mean, if you want to invest, I don't need you to invest. I need you to invest like your time, your devotion, your dedication, and we can get it back popping. But it's not worth it if it's not going to pay you. So the rate per mile, I don't know what the rate is on these loads right now, but I know that the fuel always cuts into your profit. It cuts way into your profit, especially if you're pulling something 2,000 miles or 1,800 miles. You only want to get so many miles to the gallon. And what are they charging for a gallon? It used to be like $4.55. Now it's like $2.70. Bro, there's profit to be made. There's money. When I seen that, I was like, oh, I gotta make a video. Oh my God. I said, oh man, because it don't cost nothing to get insurance. I mean, it does cost, like it takes money to make money. But since we own all of our equipment and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, dang, man, it's very tempting. And usually, like, the price will spike and then the price will come down. If it's not something that's sustainable, it's no point in going out and picking up insurance and turn around and now you have a policy that you owe on, because it's a quote for the year. You don't want to not stay in business for a year because you still owe on that policy. And then if you try to go get another policy, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, we can't insure you because the last person that insured you, you stiffed them, you didn't even pay the policy, right? So, and I never did that. I ran my insurance to the end of the year and renewed it, or I didn't. But I waited till the end of the year once it was up and it was time to be renewed. And because I didn't buy it right out. I could have bought it right out for the whole year, but there was actually too much money. So I said, no, we'll finance it. We'll drop the deposit, or down payment, or the initial upfront money. It got more expensive the more trucks I had. So that was one of the other reasons why I did not renew my insurance, because I said, nah, I'm not good, because they want way too much now, because I got 2 trucks and a trailer, and then I still had another truck, but I wasn't going to put that on that insurance. Just a lot of upfront costs. But once you make that initial payment each month, you're gonna make that back in like 72 hours. For the bills is paid. The first 72 hours, the bills for the month, as far as your insurance bills, you're gonna get that in 72 hours. If that. It might not even take that long. So the rest of the month, you pretty much are paying fuel and you're paying for maintenance. And then if you got a driver, you got to pay your driver. Fuel, and that's your operating cost right there. if the fuel is and it depends on the miles. If the fuel is over, I cannot do it. I gotta really, really sit down and do the math and really figure what's my bottom line before I even take and just like, I have to strategically get back into this thing. I gotta get back into it because I got the trucks. Like, there's no way I'm gonna just own some trucks and a trailer and don't do nothing. Especially if the price of everything comes down, like fuel and maintenance. And like, okay, so that's the green light to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, get back up and running. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't get me wrong, like where I work at right now, man, I would stay there working because I get to go home every night and I would still have my trucks running on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like do my own dispatch and send them guys to, they just stay local. They don't really have to go nowhere. They don't have to leave and go overnight trips. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, this dude really got me. I mean, I pay attention to a few prices because I drive by a truck stop almost every single day. And I'm always looking to see, like, what are they charging for fuel? When is the fuel supposed to be coming down? So this brother right here, I was watching his video. He down in Texas. I already know how cheap it could be in Texas. And if you this is why I wanted to move down there. You don't gotta leave the state of Texas. You can stay in Texas. A little further south you go, better the prices are. But I was around the Dallas area heavy. That was my, I did Houston and Austin and stuff like that. But Dallas was where I mainly was. I stayed in those areas around Dallas, Denton, Dallas, Denton, Lexington area. If you know the area, you know what I'm talking about, like Fort Worth area, all of that. So plenty of freight. I mean, I did local stuff, made good money, and never really left outside of like a 70-mile radius. So that's why I'm like, and the cheap fuel, Terrell, or I think it's Tyler or Terrell, Texas Terrell, man, I do miss it though. I miss it. So do me a favor. I appreciate you guys for giving me the likes and coming in here, just say where you from, if you're a truck driver. I know my boy Spike out there killing them. And I know, Spike, if you watching, man, you dead wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? You dead wrong, man. A man went and got his truck, right? Because he was a company driver. Then he started, he went and bought a truck, right? As my boy. Me and him started out together. And I think that's going to be the thumb tag on this video, me and Spike. We started out together. Thomas, his name Tommy. I call him Tommy Fat Check. All right? Tommy Fat Check, yeah. He's got the money. He's getting it. So we started out in Kansas City together at, I ain't even gonna say the name of the company. But we was out in Kansas. That's where we met. And I used to run into this dude all over the country. Like, literally, years later, I would run into him at truck stops. Like, bro, I think I ran into Tommy, like, one time he saw me. He was like, what up, Bama? I turned around, I knew it was him. I turned around and said, look at Tommy, my boy. What's going on? But at the time, that's when I had bought my first truck. But he was still doing the company driver thing, right? But fast forward a couple years later, he wound up getting him a nice Kentworth. He got a nice Kentworth. So Tommy's doing his thing, man. That's my boy, man. But yeah, if you watching Tom, you dead wrong, man. He did hit me up because he watches the videos. He commented on one of the videos just recently, and I hit him back. I told him I'll keep you on my prayers. I hope everything is all right, and because we all go through some things. I'm not saying that, tough times, man. If you own your own stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got all this, overhead costs. He got a house that he bought, you know what I'm saying? Plus he got the truck. So Tommy started blowing up, you know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, man, I ain't even on front, man. You know what I'm saying? I shut my company down, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, why you shut it down, man? Da, 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 da. So I told him, man, I could always go back to it because I own the truck. He's like, man, I'm not going to stop. And I'm pretty sure he out there right now rolling. Tommy Fat Check, that's his name. Tommy Fat Check. He from the DMV. He don't play. That's my boy. Cool people, man. From day one, man. He was, you know what I'm saying, he was always good people when I met him, man. We used to get into it, though. We used to get into it. Because, I ain't even tell you. It was a funny dude, man. Funny guy, man. But, I wish him the best of luck. Everybody else, too, that you got. This, like I said, this is for my owner-operators, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys. Then I got the other dude. What's my man name? He down in Texas, too. I know him by a different. I know him by his YouTube name or Instagram. He's on my Instagram. I think his name Justin. Justin, right? So they used to be down in the oil fields, right? And so him, Chasing Andrew, and who else? Another one. I forget the other one, man. They had a big contract down in the oil field. Big contract. The golden dude, the golden child. I used to follow these dudes on Instagram. They kind of really helped me kind of like, they opened my mind to a lot of this trucking industry. This is going back like 9 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to today, I still kick it with these dudes. And yes, they're eating. My big buddy. Because they own the trucks. You got to own your stuff. I'm going to tell you something. You got to own your own equipment. You have to own it to make this type of money. Once you own it, once you got a title, where's my title? I got a title right here. I have it at my desk. Of course, I got a title at the desk. I'm sitting here at my desk, of course. I might have more than one. Now, this is just one. I'm here I got my desk in the living room. Of course, I have a title sitting here. It's a title right there. Which one is this? This is an International. This is for one of this is for my dump truck. It's an International. Okay. Never mind the Freightliner or the Mack. But you gotta own this stuff. Because you could sit the truck down for a few years. And I think that's why I got the title of this right here. Either I was getting ready to try and go get it registered and sure to do something with it. I'm kind of slowly, But I've got comfortable. They say don't get comfortable. I got pretty comfortable where I work at now because it's a laid back job. Look, I'm 54. I'll be 55 in 7 months. I'll be 55. I'm comfortable, where I work. But I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I could be doing. So, but the math got a math. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if the math ain't math, I'm not going out, and I'm not taking money out of my pocket to, it takes money to make money. So I'm not going to take money out of my pocket, pour it into these trucks. Good thing everything got all good tires. I always took care of my vehicle. So the trucks are ours. One truck needs some tires. The rest of them trucks, they got all new tires. or they dry rot. Them tires ain't dry rotted. They only been sitting for about a year to 2 years. Well, not saying about a year. It's been about 2.5 years. They're not dry rotted. And if I need to replace them, I will. You know what I'm saying? But again, it takes money to make money, right? But the numbers gotta all add up, man. It gotta add up, man. Cause you know, I like to sleep at night. I don't wanna be having that stress that, oh, oh no, I'm losing. That's what happened to me before. Go look at some of my old videos. I was stressed out. You could tell. My face was all extra small, and you know, there were good times, and then there were bad times. The time I was stressed out of my mind. This business will drive you, you know. And then not only that, safety is such a big deal. Safety is such a big deal. Like I would be worried that, man, my son-in-law, you know, then I had other drivers. I would worry about them, you know. I want to be able to sleep at night. And then not only that, the guy that I work for, right? I feel sorry for him. I be feeling sorry for my man. Because like some of these guys, I'm just like, what the frick is wrong with these dudes? And they have a group chat that they always reprimanding people because, you know, he get these phone calls. Like I've gotten phone calls too from we had some contracts and I got phone calls about one of my drivers, you know. And then when I questioned them about what happened, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? We can't afford to lose this. This is gravy right here. You know. Clash of personalities or stuff like that, or you know, you never know. And then of course sometimes people will try to size, they don't know who the owner is. So they're thinking that one of the guys were the owner. That's what my boy told me. He must have thought I was the owner. And he looking at me all funny, and I'm looking at him like, what you looking at me like that for? So I'm saying, like, just pick the load up and go drop it off. Don't say nothing to these people, because I don't want to get these phone calls. It's BS. And like I said, I feel sorry for the guy I drive for, because he gets phone calls all the time, because you know he got a lot of trucks. He got a lot of different personalities, a lot of different people, and you know, you get a clown show up to work one day and just show us behind. They gonna call in like, yeah, one of your guys, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh man, you kidding me? And that goes in a group chat and everybody knows. And it's like, what? Come on, bro. So I know how it is. Like, you get them calls in the middle of the night, especially if we work nights. In summertime, we're gonna be working nights around the clock. First shift and night shift and everything. Man, somebody mess up, they're gonna call him. He ain't gonna get no rest. I feel sorry for him. I mean, I know he's making money and everything, but okay, for $100, you're getting 31 gallons. For $100, you're getting 31 gallons. That's not bad. That's not bad. $200, it gets you 60 gallons. He's showing it right now. This guy, I'm looking at his video. He's down in Texas. That's not bad, right? Because if you got 80-gallon tanks, you know what I'm saying? If you got 80-gallon tanks, 200 to give you 30, that's 60. 400 to give you 60. On one side, 60 on the, you know, you're gonna have 120. 80 and 80, because I got 80-gallon tanks, 80 and 80, so I get 160 gallons. One of my other trucks I think they got 100-gallon tanks, but I know I got 80 and 80, right? So it's 160 gallons to fill. So if you're getting 30 gallons for $100 times 2, so 260. 30, 60, 400. $400, you almost got, you're about 3/4 of a tank. That's good. That's really good. Because I could, now in my mind, leaving here, if I had a load and I'm going to Texas with it, how much are they paying a mile? Because by the time I got a fuel, I should be in like Louisiana with that, right? I ain't got far to go. So you only spend about, call it six. Say you spend 600, you'll be there to drop the load and get paid. So, I mean, I gotta really put a fine tooth comb. I really gotta do the rate per mile, see where the bottom line is, see if it's, you know, see if it makes sense to do it. You know, they got it. These prices these prices need to be have to stay where they are. You know what I'm saying? These prices have to literally stay where they are, or even go lower and allow more money to come into your pocket. You know, but there's a bottom line where, like, you either breaking even. I'm not trying to break even, man. I'm trying to make up for some losses, like a couple years of not doing it. And then coming back, we need to start bringing in some money, you know, some profit, some good profit. And then, well, I don't want to say I'm going to leave and never come back. I probably would need to go do a few runs myself to get the money. And then, you know, now I'm kind of built up a little kitty to, you know, to say, okay, I'm ready to hire a driver and then let them do it. And of course we'll make money, but it's better when you're paying yourself. And I don't have too much overhead. I don't owe nobody for these trucks. It's either insurance, fuel, or taxes or maintenance. So that's where, like, in the course of a 30-day period, like, the profit margin should be like up, way up. I'm just looking at this. This is what I made this video for. So for all my owner operators out there, this is for you guys. Y'all know what the prices are right now. I know y'all just probably you chasing the money and you ain't calling nobody back. And that's like my boy Tommy, bro. Why you ain't hitting me back? Because you getting to the money. And there's some other guys that I follow. They're all talking about it. They keeping it quiet. Like, yo, they paying again. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really saying nothing. He made a video. I appreciate him for making that video, because otherwise, you know, you don't know unless you know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta really stay linked up with those guys that's out there, man, because they've been running through the whole time that while prices were high, and they were just running, not making it hard, probably just barely making it. I know that's what it was for me. I was just barely making it, just able to barely pay my bills. You know, where I was able to pay my bills and barely put money into my pocket. Like, that wasn't good, because I said, if anything happens to my truck, I'm not going to be able to my trucks. I'm not going to be able to afford to, you know, service them like I normally would. So, because I'm used to going straight to, I got a mechanic and he thorough. But I'm used to going to the dealer, paying whatever it costs. I want it fixed right. Give me, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me I want factory part. I don't want aftermarket brands on this truck. You know what I'm saying? Even my fuel filters. I got a Cat engine. If you ain't got Cat fuel filters, I'm not getting, or the oil filters. If it ain't Caterpillar, I don't want it. Well, we got this second. Nah, I don't want that. Nah. So that's why I say, like, if it makes sense, we back out there. Ain't no hesitation. You can see the seriousness in if you don't hear the seriousness in my voice or see it on my face, I don't know what to tell you. Because I've been about that life. I ain't playing. I'm about to get back on it. I think 2026 is going to be the year, man. I've been waiting for a couple years, man. I've been waiting for it to come back. Thank God I ain't sold my trucks. Because I was close to doing it. I started to sell the trucks and just invest the money into the markets. Like, okay, you know, because things were down, but the markets are all over the place. I ain't doing that, man. It'd be a crash. Look at everything that crashed. And then I probably would have been buying at the top, right? Come on. You would sold the truck and buy that stuff at the top. But at the time when I was going to buy it, Bitcoin was around 15K. And if I could have got a buyer at that time, I would have sold one of them. Sure. Because I knew it was going to go higher. But now it done went to the top and blew off. Like, so I would have pulled that back out and went and got another truck. It's like, nah, man, we still winning. Straight up. You know, just being smart. That's all, man. I'm sorry, man. That's all it is, man. I don't got no crystal ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long these prices are even sustainable. But I think things are coming down because we done jacked a bunch of oil. So, yeah, I think the prices are still coming down. How much is it? He's showing a video, and I appreciate this guy for doing that. He's showing him fueling, because I got some videos of me at the pump. That could be a hashtag. How much I was spending. I still got screenshots and all of that. Like, man, bro, people think, oh, you no. That's a reminder for me to let me remember, like, yo, and it was hard during that time, but I was still rolling. You see what I'm saying? So, with these prices the way they is now, are you kidding me? I need to get online and find a load. I need to call a broker up. Like, yo, what's up? Round Trip Logistics is back in business. We ready to go. You got a round trip? We going there and maybe I need something to come back. So that's what it is. All right, man. I'm ending the video. It's a little over 30 minutes. Just letting y'all know that, yeah, it's almost time. It's almost go time. It's almost go time. So 2026, man. Oh, ain't nobody playing no games. I'm not playing. I can't afford to do that. I can't. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video. If you're a trucker, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to hear what you think about that, what the fuel prices are. You know what I'm saying? We all know South Carolina fuel prices are, South Carolina's always been, you know, one of the spots where you can get the cheap fuel. So, I usually would get, I would get a decent amount to get me to South Carolina, and I would fill up in South Carolina. I got the proof right here, baby. let me pull out some fuel receipts. These are just old receipts, all kinds of old receipts, fuel receipts and stuff, but. You know, a lot of pilot receipts and stuff. And I used to feed these into an automated thing to help me do my fuel taxes. I don't even have my glasses on. Oh, here they are. So everything right here on my desk. Okay. Of course, this is all of this is fuel prices. $4.95 a gallon. I was paying $4.95 a gallon. This is diesel. Yeah. Diesel, pump 2, $4.95. Let's see if can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? I'll circle it for you in case you don't see. $4.95. So they saying that it's like $2 and change, man. That's half the price. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. I circled it out. $4. $4.59. Do you see that? $4.59. $4.59 per gallon. That's what the price of diesel was. That's one receipt. These are all diesel receipts. Here's another one. I got $4.60. Here, I'm gonna circle it for you. This is what the prices were. So these guys gotta be making money, man. Man, they're making money right now, baby. What? These are my fuel receipts from back when I was running. $4 a change. Everything was $4. We down $2, man. I'm about to call around and see what the insurance quotes are. What how much I can get some insurance for my trucks. And I ain't gonna front, like my boss already put it in the group chat. He said, this gonna be a good year, y'all. I wonder why he said that. Cause see, he buys his own fuel. He buys it in bulk. He buys it in bulk. So he got like a couple 100-gallon tanks at the spot that we use and we fuel, and he get fuel delivered every so often. Bro, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Bro, trucking is back.